Furkan Korkmaz with the game winner. Who would have ever thought Furkan Korkmaz was getting a game winner in the NBA? Not me. When he went out there with the five guys, it was Ben, Tobias, Jrich, Horford, Korkmaz. I was like, what are we doing? Why is Furkan Korkmaz out there? They set a screen. Furkan comes across. 3-pointer from the quarter. Ball game. Ball game. Furkan Korkmaz. Prove me wrong. I want you to prove me wrong. Furkan finished with 11 points last night and the game winner. That's all that matters for him. He got the game winner. That's all I care about. Sixers take this one. Great win. The only team undefeated still. The only team in the NBA. And we did it last night without Joel Embiid. The Sixers were down 21 points in the third quarter. Came back and stole a game in Portland. What a win. What a win. We improved to 5-0 on the season. And again, we're the only undefeated team left in the league. We play Phoenix on Monday in Phoenix at 9 o'clock. Still no Embiid. He'll serve his second game suspended. But that's fine. Let the big fella rest. Because then we got Utah and then we got Denver. And I want him to play in Denver so he can abuse Nikola Jokic. I want him to abuse him. Now, obviously, the Sixers won. Al Horford was huge in the win. 25 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, filling up the stat column. He also had 2 blocks. Al Horford is just a guy that every team deserves to have at some point in their career. He's just so good. He's so smart with the basketball. Like, he's just a really good basketball player. And I hated him in Boston. I absolutely despised him. He was one of my least favorite players in the league because he was the only person to stop Joel Embiid. He was the only person to shut down Joel Embiid. Only person. And now he came to Philly off that 4-year or 4-year deal, whatever it was. And I couldn't be any happier. Honestly. I want to get Al Horford a championship, put that on his resume, maybe get him into the Hall of Fame. I would love for Al Horford to get into the Hall of Fame, especially now that he's a 76er. He was always a good player. He was always a player I respected, but I couldn't root for him because he was shutting down the best big in the league in Joel Embiid, especially in the playoffs and the regular season. They abused us when Horford was on the floor. Every game. We lost the season series last year, 3-1. We lost the season series before that, 3-1 or 4-0 or something like that. We lost to them in the playoffs in Game 5. Al Horford was a big part of the Celtics' success. And now he's a Philadelphia 76er for the next 3 years. And who is guarding Joel Embiid in Boston? Ennis Cantor? No. Nah. Robert Williams? No. Daniel Tice? No. Stop that. That's a joke. So glad Al Horford's on the team. Huge part of the Sixers' success in the early going. Definitely. Tobias Harris had a good efficiency night. 10 of 15 from the field. 23 points, 7 rebounds. You're going to get at least 20, 25 points a game from Tobias Harris a night this season. He's going to have to do it. And yeah, people are saying that he might be playing better without Embiid. Well, yeah, that's because Joel Embiid's the best player on the court at all times when he's out there. And they're obviously going to look for him down in the paint because he has a mismatch almost every play. Even if it's Anthony Davis. Even if it's Nikola Jokic. Even if it's Rudy Gobert. DeAndre Ayton. The top tier centers in the league. Big men in the league. Joel Embiid has single-handedly abused them through the years. Why is he suspended? Because he just abused Karl Anthony Towns, got in his head, and now look at them. They're both suspended, but the Sixers are still 5-0. We whoop Minnesota, and we come back and win a great game in Portland. In Portland. A team that we lost to twice last season. The team that we lost to by like 40 points last season in Portland in the same scenario with Joel Embiid being out. Joel Embiid did not play last season in Portland, and we got smoked. We literally lost by like almost 40 points. I really do think it was like 42 points we lost by. In this game, 21 points. I'm telling you, this time last year, if Joel Embiid was out and we were playing Portland, I guarantee you that 21-point lead that Portland had would have kept growing, would have went to a 30, then it would have went to a 40, then 45, and they would have just traded buckets back and forth with the bench players. But not this team. This team is just so much better defensively. They're smarter. They are better on offense. Their ball movement is better. They're just a really good basketball team. The Philadelphia 76ers are the most well-rounded team. They do it all. They do it all really well. Like, great. And Brett has been doing a really good job of coaching this season so far. None of us would have ever thought that Furkan Korkmaz was taking that last shot last night. But that was perfectly drawn up to where they got the 3 that they wanted. And we ended up winning by 1 point. So, props to Brett. Because after Game 7 last year in the playoffs, I didn't want Brett to get fired. You don't fire a guy after that. After 4 bounces, you can't fire a guy after that. So I'm glad when they brought him back that they did bring him back. Back to the game. Josh Richardson, 17 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 steals. He's always a stat filler. He'll probably never average over 20 as a Sixer. Maybe he will. I don't know. It would be great if he did, because then we'd probably have 3 or 4 20-point scores. But Jrich he's a lockdown defender. He really is. He's a great defender. He can shoot the ball. He had a clutch, timely 3 to cut the lead down to 3 points. We come back down, we get a layup, do all that. But Josh Richardson was huge in the comeback. He was a big piece. Obviously, the entire starting 5 was a big piece of the comeback. Matisse started. He only had 3 points. Whatever. Raul Neto. Now, I don't have his stats, but he deserves some props in the comeback win. He had really nice plays. To cut, he had a layup where he was literally fading away. Should have been an and one. And he did. He made the shot. He made the shot, and it was a good shot. And he helped the Sixers come back into this game. Ben Simmons had an night. 18 points, 8 assists, and 11 rebounds. And I say it was an night on the fact that he dropped a wide open pass to slam it for 2 when the Sixers were down late in the game. Now, he was fouled. He did make 2 clutch free throws to tie the game. Or take the lead by 1 point. And he's got to be better. He was sloppy last night. He was missing layups. He obviously was dropping passes. But look, Ben Simmons he's a great player. He's an all-star. He will continue to be an all-star. He's just got to show that he needs to step up in times where Joel Embiid is out. But he had a solid game. Good game. Mike Scott added 12 points off the bench. James Ennis added 7 points, 7 rebounds off the bench. James Ennis' rebounding is just... He fights for every rebound. Every rebound, he goes up and tries to grab. Kyle O'Quinn had a stat filler last night. 9 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Now, in the preseason, he had a game like this. He had 9 assists. If Kyle O'Quinn can can give us assisting off the bench as a big, teams better watch out. Because when Kyle O'Quinn is at the top of the key wanting to shoot a three, and then you see Ben or Tobias cut down the lane, and he's feeding them, and he has that recognition that they are cutting to the lane, cutting to the basket, that's good. That's really good, especially for a team of this caliber. Because we're young and athletic, and yes, shooting struggles. We do struggle a little bit in the shooting era. We will pick that up. Furkan has picked it up the last 2 games. Mike Scott has had a solid last couple games. He had a good game against Detroit. He had a good game last night. James Ennis, he can be better on offense, but he's more of a rebounder, defender type of guy, and then that's when you have Mike Scott, who's a 3-and-D player. Obviously, Matisse Thybulle is a great defender. He needs to step it up on his shot a little bit, but he's a rook. He's a rookie on offense, and he's a vet on defense. And he's already one of the best defenders in the league, easily. He might be a top 15 defender, maybe even top 10 defender in the NBA. Again, Sixers improved to 5-0 on the season. Great win. Furkan Korkmaz drills a shot with 0.4 seconds left on the clock. Damian Lillard doesn't even get the shot off. Great win. This team is so much fun to watch. Furkan Korkmaz got me out of my seat yesterday. That's how you know that anybody on this team can really do some damage to other teams. Who would have thought Furkan Korkmaz would have drained a last-second shot? Not me, and I'm sure not you. Now that's it for me. Sixers improved to 5-0. They play Phoenix Monday, 9 o'clock. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Thank you all for watching. I'm out. Peace.